Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. Today we have another lesson, Mega Goal 6. But before we start, let's take a quick overview of the previous lesson. In the previous lesson, we had the 11th part of the third unit, which is Beauty is Only Skin Deep. In this lesson, we have form, meaning, and function. We talked about many things in this lesson. We started talking about the expression need to be done, or need to be fixed, or need to. We said that the expression need to, usually followed by a verb with an ed or a verb in the past participle. When we say about something that it needs to be fixed, or needs to be done, or needs to be replaced, that means someone has to do this job or to do this task. For example, we have here the hairbrushes needs to be produced more cheaply. That means someone needs to produce the hairbrushes more cheaply. After that, we have the second part, which is have or get something done. We use this form when we want to ask other people to do something for us. For example, I will have or get my hair cut tomorrow, or I'm having my hair cut tomorrow, I'm going to have my haircut next week, and so on. After that, we have the past participles as adjectives. We all know that the past participles are verbs, but they also can play another role, which is the adjective. They can be adjectives. For example, number one, the zip was broken. He fixed the broken zip. So the word broken here is an adjective. The mirror was cracked. I threw away the cracked mirror. So here, cracked is an adjective. It describes the situation of the mirror. Her health was damaged by the fat diet. The fat diet damaged her health. After that, we have the present and past participle. We use the participle clause to give more information, like using the present participle with the ing form and the meaning is active, and we use the past participle with ed form when the meaning is passive, and we have here many examples. After that, we have the participle clauses with conjunctions and prepositions. We said that we use the ing form of the verb after these conjunctions. These are examples like working, exercising, arriving, going, and so on. The conjunctions and prepositions like the following words: while, before, after, on, without, instead of. All these words are usually followed by participles that ends with ing, like while working, before exercising, on arriving, instead of going, and so on. After that, we talked about the past and the present participle adjectives. The past participle and present participle forms of verb can also be used as adjectives. And we have here some examples, like Maryam and Muna were excited about visiting the new store. And we said that we use the present participle always, or the present participle always end in ing, and its rule is describing what causes the feeling. Describing what causes the feeling, like the wedding is exciting. Then we had the first exercise where we asked to rewrite each sentence by using the words in brackets. The first exercise, or the first example, is Mona tried on gold earrings. Maryam told her about the wedding plans. And we were asked to use the word while to rewrite the sentence, depending or starting with the word while. So the answer is, while Maryam told her about the wedding plans, Mona tried on gold earrings. And we have done all the exercise, or all the parts of the exercise together, and the answers are shown here on this slide. After that, we moved to this exercise where we focused on the expression need to be fixed, need to be repaired, need to be replaced, need to be sharpened, and so on. We have 8 or 7 pictures for things that need to be fixed or need to be mended or replaced or anything. And we wrote sentences describing what these things need to be or what this thing needs. For example, the first one, we said that the heater is broken, it needs to be repaired or fixed. In the second picture, we have a pant that is torn, so that it needs to be sewn. After that, we have a knife and tomato. The knife is blunt, it needs to be sharpened, and we did the same with the rest of the pictures. Then we move to the workbook. In the workbook, on page 29, we have the first exercise, which is exercise N. You were asked to write the past participle for each one of the verbs. We said that with the regular verbs, we add an ed, and with irregular verbs, like the word so, we use the verb 3, or the perfect participle, and the answers are as shown here on this slide. After that, we move to exercise Q. We have here 5 sentences, and in each sentence there is a blank, and there is a word in parentheses that should be put in the blank after rewriting or after adding something to this word. And the answers for these blanks are as shown here on this slide. Then we will start our first lesson on the 4th unit. This unit, we said, is about the rumors, gossiping, and talking about other people. And that's obvious, or this is the theme of the unit, and that's obvious from the title we have here for this unit. On page 54, we have the Gossip Cafe. We are going to have the first lesson, which is listen and discuss. In this lesson, we will have some proverbs, some quotes, some expressions regarding rumors and gossiping. Now let's go and talk about the gossiping, what does it mean, and many other words. Firstly, let's start with the title here. The Gossip Cafe. What do you think is gossip? What is gossip? Have you ever heard about the word gossip before, or gossiping? We say those people are gossiping about something, or they are gossiping about that person or this person. Gossiping is a talk or rumors about personal affairs of other people. When we talk about other people, people who are not with us at this time, this is called gossiping. Okay? So what is gossip? Gossip is talk or rumors about the personal affairs of other people. Do rumors circulate quickly? Why or why not? Do you think gossiping is wrong? Why or why not? Take some time, think about these questions. What do you think about each one of them? What is the right thing to do regarding these questions? Then we will go to the title here, the Gossip Cafe. The Gossip Cafe. What is the cafe? And what is the difference between cafe and coffee? Think about that, cafe and coffee. We always hear these two words. So what are the differences? Cafe is the place where we go to drink coffee, and coffee is the drink itself. The liquid that we drink is called coffee. So this is the difference between these two words. The Gossip Cafe. We have here a lot of people who are gossiping about other people, but as you can see here, each one of them is saying something. Each one of them is saying something that is regarding, or saying something regarding gossiping and the rumors. We will listen to each one of these quotes or these proverbs or expressions, we will talk about them. We will try to explain what do they mean. We will try to explain the new words, and we will discuss each one of them. We have 3 pages. We will start with the first one. I want you to pick up your pens, listen carefully, underline the new words. Then after that, we will talk about them.
Unit 4. They said, we said. Pages 54 and 55. 1. Listen and discuss. The Gossip Cafe.
1. Will Rogers said that the only time people disliked gossip was when the gossip was about them.
2. To quote George Bernard Shaw, the things most people want to know about are usually none of their business.
3. There's a Spanish proverb that says, "Whoever gossips to you will gossip about you."
4. Benjamin Franklin once said, "To find out people's faults, praise them to their friends."
5. Bertrand Russell said, "No one gossips about other people's secret virtues."
Okay, now let's start with the first one. Will Rogers said that the only time people disliked gossip was when the gossip was about them. Will Rogers is a social commentator, okay? He said that the only time people disliked gossip was when the gossip was about them. What does that mean? What does Will Rogers imply in his words? What does he mean, you think? He means that people always like gossiping about other people. So the only time people dislike gossip is when it's about them. Otherwise, they like it. Number 2, to quote George Bernard Shaw. George Bernard Shaw is a writer, an Irish writer. The things most people want to know about are usually none of their business. Okay, now we have 2 ways of quoting or reporting other people's speeches. In the first one, Will Rogers said that, then this person said what Will Rogers said. In number 2, he said to quote George Bernard Shaw, then he used quotation marks. What are the differences between these 2 ways, or what is the difference between these 2 ways? The difference is that in the first one, Will Rogers said that when we use this form or this way, that means we are not going to copy his or her exact words, but we are going to say what he said by using our own words. We will copy only the meaning, not the words. But in the second one, he said to quote George Bernard Shaw. To quote means to use the exact word of that person. Okay, so we have here quotation marks, and he copied the words of George Bernard Shaw. Number 3, there is a Spanish proverb that says, "Whoever gossips to you will gossip about you." We have here the word proverb. What does it mean? The word proverb means wisdom or an expression. So, a wisdom or an expression with a Spanish background or came from Spain. After that, we have number 4. Benjamin Franklin, he's an American president, once said, to find out people's faults, praise them to their friends. What does he mean here? What does Benjamin Franklin mean in his words? He means that people tend to like gossiping more than talking about the virtues or the good things of the other people. Now we have number 5. Bertrand Russell said, Bertrand Russell is a Nobel Prize winner. Bertrand Russell said, no one gossip about other people's secret virtues. This quotation or this quote support number 4. They have more or less the same meaning, which is that people tend to gossip about the faults of the other people. Now we will go to the second part. Pick up your pens again. Listen carefully.
6. Someone once said that trying to squash a rumor was like trying to unring a bell.
7. Eleanor Roosevelt said, "Great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, and small minds discuss people."
8. Oscar Wilde said that there was only one thing in the world worse than being talked about, and that was not being talked about.
9. If everyone knew what others said about him, there would not be 4 friends in the world. A French mathematician named Blaise Pascal said that.
Okay, number 6, someone said that trying to squash a rumor was like trying to unring a bell. He used the same way of copying the meaning of what someone else has said. What does that mean? Trying to squash a rumor. Squash a rumor means to end a rumor, to stop a rumor from spreading. Was like trying to unring a bell. He means that it's something can't be, or something cannot be undone. Once it's out, then it's out. You can't stop it. Number 7, Eleanor Roosevelt said, great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, and small minds discuss people. We have here a quotation from Eleanor Roosevelt. There is a difference between number 7 and number 6. In number 6, we use the word that after said, and in number 7 we didn't. So when we say someone said that, we usually copy the meaning and we use our own words. But when we say someone said, then we use his or her words. We put their words or his or her words inside a quotation marks. Number 8, Oscar Wilde said that there was only one thing in the world worse than being talked about, and that wasn't being talked about. What do you think Oscar Wilde means here? He means that the worst thing that could happen to a person is being unknown, that nobody talks about them. Number 9, if everyone knew what others said about him, there wouldn't be 4 friends in the world. A French mathematician named Blaise Pascal said that. What does Blaise Pascal mean in this quote? What do you think? Think about the meaning behind this quotation. I think he means that people likes gossiping, so maybe it's acceptable, or maybe it's something that could happen, that a friend gossip about his friend or her friend. So he said, if everyone knew what others said about him, there wouldn't be 4 friends in the world. So people usually tend to gossip about each other. The last part in our lesson today, 10, 11, and 12. Pick up your pens and we will listen together to these quotations or these words.
10. In an interview I saw recently, a celebrity asked if it was possible for a famous person to live without hearing rumors about himself.
11. Someone once said that a gossip is one who talks to you about others, a bore is one who talks to you about himself, and a brilliant conversationalist is one who talks to you about yourself.
12. I read an interview with a famous celebrity. He said that he thought that the hardest part about being a teenager wasn't dealing with the gossip in the scandal magazines, but dealing with the criticism, ridicule, and gossip of other teenagers.
Okay, in number 10, we have here in an interview I saw recently a celebrity. What is the meaning of the word celebrity? It means that someone who is a public figure, someone most people know for something, for anything. Like he might be a scientist, he might be an intellectual, he might be a politician or anything. So he is a celebrity. 11, someone once said that a gossip is one who talks to you about others. Here we have different levels or different types of people who are talking. The first type is a gossiping or a person who gossip. The first one is who talks to you about the other. This one, he is calling him a gossip. Number 2, a one or a person who talks to you about himself. He called him a bore. Number 3, a brilliant conversationalist is one who talks to you about yourself. So in his mind or in his opinion, there are 3 types of people regarding the talking or the conversations. The last thing is 12. I read an interview with a famous celebrity. He said that the thought that the hardest part about being a teenager wasn't dealing with gossip in the scandal magazines, but dealing with criticism, ridicule, and gossip of other teenagers. The word scandal here, scandal magazines, the word scandal means unpleasant news regarding someone's life. The news that he or she doesn't want the other people to know. They want this news to be private. So once the people know, we call these news scandal news or scandal magazines. This type of magazines are revolving around spreading the news of the private lives of the celebrities. Now we have the last part of our lesson today, which is the quick check. In the quick check, we have 2 parts. The first one is vocabulary, which is going to be about some of the words in the previous quotes. And the second part is comprehension. In the comprehension, we have 5 questions, also regarding what we have read together. And you will be asked to answer these questions. You can pause the video right now, have some time to do these exercises, then go back and check the answers with us. Let's put in mind that the second part, which is the comprehension, in this part the answers will vary, because in some answers we have questions about your opinion. So in the opinion questions, there is no right or wrong answer. We are asking about the opinions. They are different from one person to another. So we only have some suggested answers, but feel free to write your own answer. Now let's go to the first part, which is vocabulary. Match each word to its definition. We have 8 words on the left side, and we have 8 selections and definitions on the right side. We will start with the first one, which is brilliant. Brilliant usually refers to a person who is intelligent or extraordinary. Number 2, circulate means something that spread quickly. Number 3, criticism is talking about the negative points or the negative parts about someone's work or about his or her personality. Number 4, praise, saying good things or talking about something in a good manner. Number 5, ridicule is bullying the others or making fun of them. Number 6, rumor is a gossip or a news that come from a reliable source. Number 7, scandal, unpleasant news about the private lives of people. Number 8, the virtues are the good sides or the ethical sides of someone's personality or someone's character. Number one, the answer of number one is H. Brilliant is exceptional. Number two, circulate is D, which is move around. Number three, criticism is A, pointing out bad points about something or someone. Number four, praise is C, say complimentary things. Number five, ridicule is B, making fun of people or of a person. Number six, rumor is G, information that comes from gossip rather than a reliable source. Number seven, scandal is E, gossiping or gossip that follows an embarrassing event. And the last one, virtues, is F, morally good characteristics. Now we have the last part in our lesson today, which is 5 questions that we need an answer for each one of them. Number one, who doesn't like being the subject of a gossip? We've read some quotations, so which one of them, who doesn't like being the subject of a gossip, and who does? Will Rogers doesn't like being gossiped about, and Oscar Wilde does. Number two, what are some of the frustrations celebrities have expressed about gossip? The fact that people are interested in talking about others' faults, not their virtues. That friends cannot be trusted not to talk behind one's back, that nothing remains private. Number three, explain the meaning of the Spanish proverb in your own words. If you have a friend who likes to gossip about other people, that friend probably gossips about you to others. Number four, which quote do you most strongly agree with and why? I agree with the George Bernard Shaw quote, people always want to know about other people's secrets. And the last one, do you disagree with any of the quotes? If so, which one and why? I disagree with the Spanish proverb. I think that true friends wouldn't gossip about each other, even though they enjoy gossiping about other people together. Thank you all for attending our lesson today, and I wish you enjoy the rest of the day. Assalamu alaikum.